Right, guys. Welcome. Here we are. Week 8 of the lockdown. Can you believe it? Week 8. I cannot believe it. So here we are, week 8. And last week was really good. We had VE Day. Wasn't it great? Did you see the celebrations on the Friday? It was just so fab, wasn't it? It was, we really know how to do a celebration even in lockdown. And guys, this week we've got a really packed club for you. This is meant to be like a virtual version of what we do at Endeavour House. So guys, I really hope you're going to enjoy this morning. I really hope you're going to. We've got lots of fun stuff that we've been preparing. We had a laugh yesterday. Oh my goodness, we have got some really great surprises for you. But perhaps the biggest one is that Kay Clark, bless her, put me in touch with this amazing guy called Trevor Etienne, who's a Hollywood star. My goodness, he's been in, Eyes Wide Shut. He's in the current Amazon production of Bosch. My goodness, and he's been in, so many things, Pirates of the Caribbean. Anyway, he's hooked up with us, wants to support us and encourage us. So I had a really good chat with him. Got a live interview, not live, it was live yesterday. Recorded interview with him. So we're going to listen to that today, which is really good. But like I said, it's all Star Wars, it's all sci-fi today. So what we thought we'd do, okay, let's just do a couple of, a couple of stretches, a couple of deep breathes. Some deep breathing just to sort of calm the body. We do this when we're doing singing as well. Okay. And then we're going to have a quick round of Pictionary. Now, we do this occasionally at club. It's like a sort of drawing version of charades. And can I just say, it's so lovely to see you all up the side here, because last week, I don't know what's going on. I couldn't see a thing, so it was not great. I've already had a bit of a technical nightmare this morning, which lovely John Gingell and lovely Brian Morrison were able to help me out. So this is all good. I had to download extra software. My goodness, I'm getting so tech savvy. It's hilarious. So guys, we're going to start, by having, our little game of Pictionary. Okay, so guys, I hope you can see this. We're not going to do many, just a bit of fun. Okay, but I do need you to be able to react up the side so you can see exactly what it is and tell me what it is. So, okay, here we are. Number one, it is one word. Okay, so you need to react up the side as soon as you know what it is. All right. Anyone got it? One word. Anyone got that? Anyone got that? Yes, Alexa. This is an alien coming out of someone's chest. How lovely is that? So the answer is alien. Well done, Alexa. You go to the top of Emma Gregory got it as well. Sharon, well done. Laura got it as well. Right, number 2. Here we go. 2 words. First word. Second word. Oh, God. Anyone got it yet? Yes, Star. Well done. Sharon. Star Wars. Well done. These are the easy ones. Okay, well done, Sharon. This is good. Star Wars. Right, number 3. Okay, slightly harder. Okay. Okay. First word. Yes, Neil. Neil's got the first bit. Laura! Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Laura, you're a bit too good at this. Right, okay. Right, number... Okay. Right, here we go. This next one. Okay. Okay. Right, so it's 4 words. Okay, it's 4 words. Okay, first word. Okay, that's the first word. Second word is a little word. Third word is the little word. So fourth word, okay. Oh gosh, okay. Fourth word. This is quite hard. Right, okay. I don't really like this because I don't really agree with it, but... Back to the Future, Emma Gregory, Sharon, Alexa, Calvin. Well done. Okay. Okay, so the last one. Right, hang on, I haven't got enough pieces of paper. I'm going to turn this one over. I'll turn this one over, sorry. Hang on. I'll do it here. All right, the last one. Here we are, last one. Okay, so it's the last one. Okay. Right, 3 words. Okay, first word, little word. Okay, second word. Okay, third word. Something. Anyone got it? Anyone know what that is? Okay. Okay. Something. Something. Any ideas? It's all gone very quiet. Okay. Okay, so this one here. Oh gosh. The Big Apple. The Apple planet. The Apple planet, something planet, the something planet is correct. Okay? Anyone get it? The planet. The Big Apple. No. No. Anyone getting it? Anyone getting this? Okay, right. Okay. I'm going to act this word. Okay. I'm going to act it. Okay. So this word here. Okay. Is 3 syllables. 3 syllables. Okay. The first syllable is... Okay. Second syllable. Has Sharon got it? Sharon got it? Sharon got it, Martin. Has Sharon got it? Where did you get it, Sharon? Let me have a look. Let's have a look. No. That's not it. Heartless Planets. No. I'm going to give it to you. The Forbidden Planet. The Forbidden Planet. Well done, guys. Well done. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do now, we have got a real treat for you. Oh my goodness, we've got such a treat for you. We had a bit of a laugh yesterday. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, we did our first bit of acting on Zoom. We did the Mechanicals, which was really... Well done, Alexa, you got it. That's it. Forbidden Planet, Alexa. Jilly, yes. Pat got it. Well done, Pat. The Forbidden Planet. Okay. Which you need to remember that. Okay. We did a live, we did a reenactment of the mechanicals from the Midsummer Night's Dream. So we thought it'd be a bit of a laugh this week to do a send up, a parody of Star Wars. So yesterday we had a bit of a laugh, and this is still very experimental because we're still playing with all the, how it works and what have you. But it does mean that we are going to be able to rehearse stuff, and we are going to be able to act stuff out. So here we go. We're going to have a little look at this. You're going to love this. Let me see if I can. Right. Let's just have a little look. Get it set up. Okay. So where's my. Right. Okay, right. I'm just cancel. No, cancel. Right. Right, here we go. Okay, guys, you are in for a treat. Hopefully. Right. So, it's a bit of fun. Hopefully you'll enjoy this. This is our version of Star Wars. Okay, so let's just get this set up. Right, just turn that light off. Okay, right, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, in fact, actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do first of all. Is I'm going to actually get someone on the phone. I'll tell you for why. You'll understand why. Because yesterday, oh my goodness, we had such a laugh. But some people obviously haven't got Zoom. So, right. Let me just get this on the phone. Here we go. Where am I? Right. We're going to get the lovely Emma on the phone because she's going to introduce it for us.
Hello.
Here she is. Right. Look who we've got here. Emma Knowles.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm awake.
She's awake. Okay, Emma, for some reason you're not on the speaker, but don't worry. If you look, Emma is dressed up as Yoda. Yesterday, Emma played Yoda, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
And tell me, how did you get into character? First of all, Emma, how are you? We do miss you, and we do miss not seeing you. Are you coping with the lockdown?
I'm loving it. I'm a home person anyway. I'm not very sociable, so it doesn't really bother me, that side of it, particularly. Not a big fan of going to the supermarket with all the changes, but other than that, all good.
Well, this is good. Well, you are actually dressed up as Yoda. So do you want to introduce what we did yesterday? What did we do yesterday, Emma?
We recorded a very funny Star Wars parody sketch.
We did, and you played Yoda. And hopefully you're going to enjoy it. We're going to show it now. But listen, Emma, thank you ever so much for joining us. Hopefully we're going to get you, zoomed up so you can come on properly, which would be really good. But we're going to keep everyone in touch. So it's lovely to have Emma on the show today, dressed up as Yoda. So, guys, let's go for it. We're going to pass you over now, and we're going to actually do the show what we did. All right, so Emma, say goodbye to you, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye then. Right, here we go. Okay. Right, here we go. So.
You get nothing from me, Bucketface. Let me go.
That's rich, coming from you. Just why have you got a couple of bagels strapped to the side of your head? Now tell me, who is the leader of the Rebel Alliance?
I'm saying nothing. Now let me go. But I will say, bin bags, safety pins, kind of went out of fashion back in the 70s. You great big lump of plastic. Now, let me go.
I suggest you change your mind and your attitude. Otherwise, I'm afraid it's the pit of Corona Snark. Flops, and yes, you guessed it, they like eating bagels.
Oh! You wouldn't dare.
Try me.
Obi-Wan! What am I gonna do? Darth Vader's snatched my sister and taken her to the planet Corona. I must save her.
And so you shall, Master Skywalker. You must use the Force. And of course, the garden cane that I have painted with luminous paint I give you. To look like a lightsaber.
Well, is this gonna work? I mean, being a garden cane and all.
Garden cane works it well. Believe you do.
What's wrong with him? Why does he keep jumbling up all his words?
Always upset, never do I.
It was a stupid idea that was bandied around when they were developing the characters.
Do not talk. Say the thought. I think when we speak characters, it is.
You must meet with Han Solo. He is a bit of a rebel, but he does have a teddy bear called Chewbacca, a posh robot dressed in kitchen foil, and a talking pedal bin called R2-D2. They'll be able to help you get her back. You, young Master Skywalker, must feel the Force.
Okay, right. So a painted garden cane, a teddy bear, a robot covered in kitchen foil, and a talking pedal bin, right?
Do not. There is no try. But neither you be with.
In my chums, just around the Millennium Falcon. This is some weird planet. I've never been to a pub like this before. Such weird alien forms. Where did you say this place was?
It's called Torquay, and it's Saturday night. Look, Mr. Han Solo, I appreciate you coming to meet me here. The Galactic Empire has kidnapped my sister, and I'm going to rescue her. Please help me.
Okay, slow down, slow down. What do I get in return?
Well, I guess you get to marry the princess. If the mission is successful, of course.
Well, what's she like?
Well, she's hot. You know, she's got a badass attitude. And she's got a couple of bagels strapped to her head.
Oh, bagels! I love bagels! I'll do it! Wow! That is one big mothership of a spacecraft. We'll have to surprise them from behind. Chewie, you take Wingcraft 3. C-3PO, you stand by the window and wave. Skywalker, is that your phone going off?
Yeah, I got a minute. Hello? Who's this?
It is I, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Look, I see that you've had an invitation to go on BBC's Who Do You Think You Are? Can I strongly advise you not to go on this program?
Well, why ever not? I mean, we finished shooting here as soon as I've thrown out of this trench and rescued my sister. And my agent said to me that it would broaden my portfolio and be great for my profile.
I have a message here from Yoda.
Idea not good, this is.
Idea not good this is.
So, you have come back to save your sister. I will kill you before I let you have her.
Don't you dare. I won't let you.
Yes, and I'm fully armed.
Ah, I see you have that garden cane knocked up by the prop department of Unleashed Community Drama. That won't get you very far against this. Real lightsaber.
Well, there's one thing you've forgotten. I have the Force.
Yes, of course you do. And I happen to be your father. You wouldn't kill your old man, would you?
I'm sorry, are you kidding me? Are you serious? How lame is that? I mean, this isn't EastEnders or Dallas. Next you'll be stepping out the shower and saying this is all a dream and it never happened. The greatest sci-fi of all time has succumbed to that old soap opera technique. I'm really sorry, but I'm out of here. I'm going on pointless celebrities. Yeah, come on, Leia, let's go.
If we go on tipping point instead, I really know the answers to that one.
Well done, guys. Well done. Okay, so that was a bit of fun. Okay, so we did that yesterday, and there'll be lots of opportunity for other people to get involved. You know, the idea is that we will be able to write stuff, and we will be able to rehearse it, which is great, isn't it? I thought we could actually rehearse on Zoom, and then we could film it, and then we could do it. But we could also prepare for stuff that, you know, when we come out of the lockdown. We could prepare. I think the plan is people have written some great stuff. Oh my goodness, that we'll do like a celebration with all the sort of like poems, Corona songs. This is the first week we're not having a Corona song actually, because we've got so much packed in it, but that doesn't mean that if you still want to write one, you can. I've had another one from Claudia, so we'll probably get Claudia on next week. And Sharon's written some great poetry as well, so we'll probably do that next week. So guys, we're gonna have a quiz now. Hooray, look inside for specialist subject quiz. And this week we've got lovely Martin Cox who's going to be joining us. He's going to be our answer meister. So we're going to get him on the phone, and we're going to get him to give us the answers. But the way this works, guys, is that I'm going to go through the quiz very quickly, and you can write it down, okay, and see how many you get. It's only 10. It's always a bit of a laugh. We do a quiz on a Tuesday night as a family, which is always good fun. Adam in the Hat, really good. Adam in the Hat on a Tuesday night. He does it in a pub in Exeter. He's one of my son's Joe's musician friends, and it's really good fun. So quiz is always fun. So this week we've got a science fiction theme. So it's all to do with science fiction. So here we go. Right, let's take this off here. Okay, so you can write it down on your phone or pencil and paper. So question 1. There are 10 questions, going from easy to quite difficult. How many installments of the Star Wars saga have there been? Okay. How many installments of the Star Wars saga have there been? Okay, question 2. Which Fritz Lang movie made in 1927 is... I'm loving the alien wave, Martin. This is great. And Blair, you're here. This is good. Blair, nice to see you, mate. Okay. Which Fritz Lang movie made in 1927 is generally considered to be the very first ever science fiction movie? Which Fritz Lang movie made in 1927 is generally considered to be the very first ever science fiction movie? Question 3. Which famous space character is best known for saying, "To infinity and beyond. To infinity and beyond"? Okay. Okay, question 4. We had this earlier. Which famous actor had an alien burst out of his chest in the film Alien? Which famous actor had an alien burst out of his chest in the film Alien? Question 5. This is quite a hard one, but actually some of you sci-fi buffs might know this. Which character speaks the first line in the original 1977 Star Wars movie? Which character speaks the first line in the original 1977 Star Wars movie? Question 6 for all you theatre buffs. What is the name of the 1982 Broadway musical about a carnivorous plant from out of space? I know this because I've been in it. I played it. What is the name of the 1982 Broadway musical about a carnivorous plant from out of space called? Okay, question 7. In what year did the Daleks first appear in Doctor Who? In what year did the Daleks first appear in Doctor Who? Okay, question 8. Who played Neil Armstrong in the 2018 film First Man? Who played Neil Armstrong in the 2018 film First Man? Okay, question 9. Which actor who voiced Woody in Toy Story played Jim Lovell in the 1995 film Apollo 13 about the aborted third attempt to land on the moon? Yeah, you write them down, Neil. So you write them down, okay? Don't put them at the side. Don't put them at the side so that people can't see them. And then basically you mark them when we get lovely Martin on the phone. All right. Question 10. Which Shakespeare play is based on the 1956 B movie Forbidden? Sorry. Which Shakespeare play is the 1956 B movie Forbidden Planet and the 1989 stage musical Return to the Forbidden Planet based upon? Okay, right, let's get Martin on the phone. Okay, Martin, I can see you're at the side there, so you should be waiting for my call. Call Martin Cox.
Calling Martin Cox.
Hang on a sec. Something weird's not happened here. Let me just get onto, hang on, I need to get onto Bluetooth because for some reason, why am I not Bluetooth? Okay, sound call boost connected. Okay, so it's connected. Having lots of technical issues this morning, don't worry. Right, let's try this again. Are you on there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, mate, this is a real shame. Hang on, let me see if I can get you up on the speaker. It should automatically. Right, okay, sound call boost. Here we go. Speak, Martin.
Hello.
That's it. You're on, mate. Okay, can you hear me?
Martin,
Yeah,
Martin calling Earth.
Martin calling Earth. Martin speaking to Martin. Okay, how are you, mate?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Good. Okay,
Got
right.
a big echo.
You got a big echo. Right, that's because you probably got it on in your front room. Is that right?
I've got my phone on.
Yeah, okay, don't worry. Right, matey, how are you doing, Martin? How are you coping with the lockdown and stuff? It's nice to hear you.
It's nice to hear you as well. It's not been a problem for me. I've sort of been on lockdown for the last sort of couple of years. So this extra bit of not actually seeing anybody is a bit strange. But
Yeah.
I've got the dog. He keeps me company every day. Do lots of walks.
This is good.
And I'll do a lot of decorating because I've got no choice.
Yeah, no, totally. I'll tell you, everybody's houses and gardens are going to be absolutely amazing. Our front garden has never had so few weeds. I tell you that now, Martin. You know, it's
I've been
mental.
looking.
Listen, Martin, it's so lovely to hear you. We do miss you. But you are going to be our Unleashed specialist subject science fiction person today. So you're going to give us you're going to give us the answer. So how many installments of the Star Wars saga have there been?
From up until now, there has been 9.
Good man, well done. There's loads of spin-offs on Disney and kids programs and animated and stuff, but there are only 9 proper installments, so well done.
That's correct.
Which Fritz Lang movie made it in 1927 is generally considered to be the very first ever sci-fi movie?
That will be Metropolis.
Metropolis, well done. Which famous, question 3. Okay, so that was Metropolis. Question 2, guys, all right? I don't know how you're doing. Question 3, which famous space character is best known for saying to infinity and beyond?
That would be Mr. Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear, yeah, of course. Okay, which famous actor had an alien burst out of his chest in the film Alien?
Well, I wasn't sure about this, but it is John Hurt, and it was filmed in 1979.
It is. It is. Shocking film. I remember seeing it being absolutely terrified.
So did I.
Yeah, absolutely terrified. Okay, what character speaks the first line in the original 1977 Star Wars movie?
That is C-3PO.
C-3PO, absolutely. Which is like, I think he's the posh robot covered in tinfoil. What is the name of the 1982 Broadway musical about a carnivorous plant from outer space called?
Phoebe Seymour. It's Little Shop of Rocky Horror.
Little shop of horrors. Yeah, I know this because I was in it. I was Seymour at the Northcott. Okay.
You were Seymour.
I played Seymour. I did, yeah. Okay. Question 7. In what year did the Daleks first appear in Doctor Who?
I couldn't think of Biggie or Bug, but it's the wrong answer. It's 1963.
It is 1963. You probably needed a bit of a guess for that one. That was a bit of a cheeky one because I certainly did not know that. Right, question 8.
I was there.
Who played Neil Armstrong in the 2018 First Man? Who played Neil Armstrong in the 2018 film First Man?
I actually thought it was Tom Hanks, but it's not. It's Ryan Collins.
It's Ryan Gosling. Exactly, Ryan Gosling.
Gosling,
yeah.
sorry. Gosling.
Which actor, question 9, who voiced Woody in Toy Story, played Jim Lovell in the 1995 film Apollo 13 about an aborted third attempt to land on the moon?
That will be Mr. Tom Hanks.
Yeah, what a legend. Tom Hanks. And he got corona, didn't he? He and his wife, they both got corona when they were in Australia.
He's come out of it really well.
Yeah, I heard that. Bless him. Love him. Okay, yeah. Question 10. Which Shakespeare play is the 1956 B movie Forbidden Planet and the 1989 stage musical Return to the Forbidden Planet based upon?
That will be The Tempest, and I've been to Return to the Forbidden Planet, and it's my best ever stage show. I love it. It's a
sort of it's a jukebox musical. It's really good, really good. Well done, Martin. Listen, mate, thank you so much. We're gonna have to move on because we've got so much to fit in. But it's so lovely to hear your voice. We do miss seeing you, but hopefully it won't be too long till we're all back together. But thanks again, mate. And
it was nice when nobody else is mouldy and we can all get fed together. We can all have big hugs.
Yeah, totally. Looking forward to the hugs. And you've got Zoom, I hear, so this is good. So we're going to get you on proper so we can see your face as well, which would be great. Listen,
that'd
mate,
be cool. All right.
Nice to see you.
You take care.
And you take care. God bless. Take care, Martin.
Best of luck, everybody. Stay safe.
That's good. That's Martin. Bless him. That's great. Okay, guys, I'm going to move along because I'm conscious of the time. We are going to now have a bit of a really great thing. Actually, did this yesterday. This guy, Trevor Etienne. He's an amazing guy. He's an actor. He's been in loads of stuff. Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. He's in the current Amazon series of Bosch, playing the villain. He played Macbeth, the title role at the National Theatre. He's done loads of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to let him talk for himself because we had this chat yesterday, and he's been incredibly supportive of Unleashed and wants to support us. And when he's filming in the UK, when we get out of this Unleashed nonsense, then we will get him. The Corona nonsense. We will get him down, and he will come and see us. So here is Trevor Etienne, but I will let him explain for himself. So let's get this set up.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
and
guys.
Okay?
Here we go. Here we go. So let's get this sorted.
You can see me all right. I'm all good. And you can hear me because I know the.
Okay, guys, well, we are here today and we have such a special guest for you. Oh, my goodness. I cannot believe I'm actually speaking to Trevor Etienne, who is a massive Hollywood star, and he's speaking to us all the way from LA. I mean, this is so surreal, Trev. You know, it's wonderful to have you. It's so good to have you here and to be able to speak to you. We're in little sunny Devon. We're in sunny LA. How are you doing, mate? How are you doing, Trevor?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing good with all the madness of the lockdown and everything. I'm doing all right. Yeah, it's good. It's all good.
Good. This is good. Well, for a lot of people who perhaps don't know, I mean, Trevor, obviously, you've been you're in the current Netflix series of Bosch 6. You've been in Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's actually Amazon. Just.
It's Amazon.
Right,
sorry, Amazon. Yeah, Amazon, Bosch, and Pirates of the Caribbean, Terminator, Resurrection, Bad Boys. I mean, you've done masses of theatre. You played Macbeth at the National Theatre. You've worked with people like Steven Spielberg, Stanley Kubrick, Eyes Wide Shut. I mean, my goodness, the list is massive. And yet, Trevor, what is so lovely is that you have a connection with our group in that the lovely Catherine Clark Kay, that we know her as Kay, she was in a theatre company with you back in the day, back in Brixton when you started. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how you got started and how you met Kay and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, well, thank you, first of all, Martin, for having me. And hello to all the Unleashed members. I've seen your video that Martin sent me, and I think it's great. I think you're all very talented, and I wish you well this very challenging time. I know we're all kind of under it right now, but just stay strong and stay creative if you can. That's what I'm telling to everyone, all my friends, just stay creative and try to visualize the future that you want, because I know this is very trying on a lot of people. But in answer to your question, so I started off a youth theatre originally years ago, and then I actually set up a theatre company with a guy called Larrington Walker, a wonderful man who passed recently. And we set up a theatre company called Acro Sax that was in Tulse Hill in Brixton. And we're basically kind of doing the kind of work that you're doing with Unleashed, Martin, where we're getting people in from the community and not professionals, just people that had a love of the art and drama and wanted to try stuff. And we basically create workshops that allowed them to develop their skills from what they did in the workshops. We then scripted plays around their improvised work, and we then toured, and we did musicals, and we did operas, and we did short films. And Kay, God bless her, was part of that when we first set it up back in the mid-80s, I think it was, mid-80s, mid to late 90s, 80s. And we did a musical with Kay called Busy in the City, which was something that Larrington had written and that we'd all kind of devised and written songs around it. And Kay played Maggie Thatcher, and she did a wonderful job. And we basically got all kinds of young people in from everywhere, all over London. And we became quite well known for these amazing, talented group of people that we had and doing this amazing work with them. And it was something that I still hold dear to my heart. It's a great memory. And I saw your Unleashed video. I just thought, oh, wow, this is a similar kind of connection with trying to give people an artistic, creative opportunity to unleash some of their own potential. So that's why I'm thinking it's just a wonderful thing, what you're doing, Martin, with the group. It It really is.
Well, bless you, mate. I tell you, it's a real encouragement to have someone like yourself, because we had a chat, I know, last week, and we were talking about how you end up going to America. And I think one of the sad things that I picked up was you said that for a young black man in London, it was really hard for you to make it, and actually you found it easier when you went to America. Do you want to just elaborate on that? Because I mean, obviously we are what we do is about, sort of helping people who are perhaps in minorities or perhaps, in groups that are perhaps, struggle. So do you want to just tell us how you made it so big? Because my gosh, you didn't have to hit the big side.
Well, I suppose the word big is all relative, really, compared to what some people have achieved. But yes, thank you very much for your compliments, Martin. Well, it just got very difficult, really, for an actor like myself to get the kind of opportunities that I wanted to get kind of growing as an artist. And not that America is that less easy, really, because it has its challenges as well. But because it's a bigger place, there's just more people, so there's more space to try things, and there's more money to try things. I think things have changed slightly in the UK for actors of colour, and in Europe as well. I think we've still got a long way to go, but I have seen changes since I've been out here. So, it just became like I wanted to try and continue the work that we were doing with Afro Sax. And when they cut the Arts Council funding, that kind of we struggled for a long time to try and get funding to try and find a new building. So we moved from South London to West London, and we were in Acton, and then we were in Chiswick. And then we kind of toured around for a while in West London, who were the only borough willing to support the kind of work we were doing with the group. And the group was very multiracial, and we had all kinds of people. We had people who had come out of, a prison, or people who had come out of kind of, challenging situations. And we invited everybody, and that was the good thing about it. So I just got to a point where there were opportunities presenting themselves in the US, and I just thought, well, if I don't open the door and just go and have a look, I'll never know. And that's really kind of how it all kind of transpired. I just thought, let me just go and have a look and see if there's any potential for me to do some stuff out here. And it just, the doors kind of opened slowly. It wasn't an easy opening, but it did open eventually. And then, I ended up staying here.
Yeah. So how long have you been out in LA now, Trev?
Oh, about, I think, on and off, about 14, 15 years now.
Wow. And you've worked with some...
I was in Canada for a while as well. Okay.
But you've worked with some amazing people like Steven Spielberg and Stanley Kubrick. Have you got any anecdotes of things like that? People you've worked with. And you really...
I never met... Yeah, the Pirates, yeah. I never met Steven Spielberg. I did a show for his company in Canada, a sci-fi show called Falling Skies, which was a lot of fun. Stanley Kubrick was great. I worked with him on Eyes Wide Shut. He was always quite an amazing guy, very creative, very imaginative. It was really like just watching. I remember saying Tom Cruise is the closest that we're going to get to Orson Welles in a way. Just seeing that kind of auteur, and he was one of the last greats because a lot of them had already passed on by then. But he told me basically that you just have to he told me if you write a story, he said, always stay true to your story. Don't let anybody come in and change a story that you want to tell. Because I told him that I was a filmmaker and stuff, and I was writing scripts, and it was very encouraging. And he said, just tell the story that you want to tell. Always tell that story. Don't let anyone come in and change it because they have opinions, or it's your story. It should be your way of telling it, and that stuck with me.
Yeah. That sounds amazing. The other thing I was reading in your resume, Trev, was that also you've written and produced quite a few films yourself, and you've done one about homelessness in LA. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that project?
Yeah, that was that came about. I work with a charity called Penny Lane. And what Penny Lane do is they basically get young people, adopted children, babies, kids that really haven't started well in life. They've helped them find a family, and then they basically help kids who have been under substance abuse or who've been homeless. And we've been, myself and another actor called Vince Lozano, we've been kind of supporting Penny Lane for the last few years. They found us after we did Pirates of the Caribbean, and then we both kind of just fell in love with what they were doing and just wanted to support them in any way that we could. So they asked us if we put together a little kind of promo documentary for one of their fundraisers. So we put a little film together about homelessness in LA, and it was really interesting, you know, just looking at, because when you do the research and you start looking around and seeing that homelessness is really something that affects every city in the world, you know, and it's about the disenchanted, the unwanted, the disenfranchised, you know, the people who are suffering in some way from abuse or mental illness, and how they all end up on the streets in a similar way, you know, either abandonment or rejection, or something's happened that's allowed them to live in this way, you know, and they're not always to blame.
No, not.
I think people point the finger at them, you know, and think, oh, look at them, they're not doing anything. But I have a lot of compassion, and I have a lot of time for people who have gone through that experience, because I know what it's like to be homeless, and I've been homeless, so I know how it feels when you're trying to, you know, live in that kind of weird zone and trying to climb your way out of it. It's a tough gig, and for people who are suffering with mental illness or they're on meds, it's a tough gig, and for people who are suffering with mental illness or they're on meds or they have some kind of you know, addiction, you know, some countries do better than others, but I think on the whole, there seems to be a kind of lack of funding or lack of understanding or lack of compassion, and empathy, you know, for people in that situation, and a lot of judgment. And so we did a little kind of short documentary that's just basically showing how people get in this situation, and to try and get the people who are at the event to kind of dig in their deeper pockets and put a little cash on the table and support this wonderful charity, Penny Lane, who do wonderful things. They adopt children, and they find adoptive parents, for children who have been, you know, abandoned for whatever reason. So so we did that, and, you know, sorry.
That sounds amazing. That does sound amazing. Really does sound amazing. I mean, I know particularly when you were talking about, you know, what you've seen we've done, that, you know, you had a special connection in a way because of the sort of work you've done. I mean, and weirdly, last week we did a whole thing for VE Day, and we talked about forgiveness. And I noticed in your CV as well that also you've been working on a documentary about Bishop Desmond Tutu, particularly in the area of forgiveness. Do you want to just expand a little bit about what that project was about?
Yeah, well, that's an ongoing project. I'm just one of the co-producers on it, but it was produced and directed by a wonderful filmmaker called Karen, and she's been basically following Desmond Tutu around for the last couple of years, 2 decades really, doing amazing interviews and collating information, and I've been helping her with some fundraising and putting some stuff together, and it's a really interesting documentary about how Desmond Tutu found a way to use the idea of forgiveness to promote peace and to promote unity, and a word that they use in South Africa called Ubuntu, which is kind of bringing love and community together, you know. You know, I feel like in the kind of world that we're living in right now, especially in these challenging times, it's very hard to find forgiveness because there's lots of anger out there, you know. Rightly so, I think, in some cases. But there has to be some compassion, and I think we've kind of lost that a little with our society. You know, we've become, especially with this new millennial society, I think, you know, with the advent of phones and computers, they've lost some of that human connection that I had growing up, my generation, your generation, right? Where there was more emphasis on human contact than there was on, having to put everything through a device. And now they've been growing up in a world where everything they do is through a device, it's through a phone, or through a laptop or a tablet. And the idea of forgiveness is really just to ask people to remember. It's asking people to really look at why they do things and to find the compassion in themselves, where they can look at that person in the mirror and they can find something that has some meaning. And if you can forgive yourself for doing something, then you can forgive somebody else as well. I know there are some things that are unforgivable and they're heinous, and everything takes time. But I do believe that with time and with healing and with the right kind of attention and the right kind of support, you can let go of the pain. And in that letting go, you find forgiveness. So it's not something that happens overnight. And obviously some people die never forgiving, and that's just the way it is with some stories. But I think if you're aware that you have the compassion in yourself to find forgiveness that Desmond Tutu did, then I think that you can find a way to find solace and peace. And that's what the film is really about, how you find unity and peace through forgiveness. So Karen is a wonderful filmmaker, and we're still raising money to try and finish it. But I feel like it's going to be finished soon, because I just think it's quite relevant to our now times, what's happening now.
That sounds an amazing project. It really does. So, with Trevor, I mean, obviously you've had an incredibly varied career. I mean, look, you've done a lot of theatre. I mean, really fantastic theatre at the National Theatre. I mean, you played Macbeth. We did a Shakespeare special about 3 weeks ago when it was Shakespeare's birthday. But you've done a fair old bit of Shakespeare, and you actually played the title role at the National Theatre. I mean, that must have been such an incredible experience. What was it like?
Well, it was a long time ago, but it was amazing, actually. We worked with a wonderful director called Peter Gill, who was just a joy to work with. And it was a challenge for all the actors, but it was just, I don't know, when you step into a role like that, and you're kind of playing a psychopath, I mean, you're playing someone who's premeditated, who's dark, who's constantly thinking about the self, and in a way it kind of echoes the narcissistic kind of psychopath type environment that we live in these modern times as well, so it was a challenge, but it was a lot of fun, and anyone who gets the opportunity to do Shakespeare, and I'm really glad that you're actually bringing Shakespeare into the group's creativity, because I just think it's a way to expand your talents and your creativity, and it just, it gives you a sense that nothing really changes, that everything is relevant, that everything that he wrote all those hundreds of years ago is still relevant now. The
same issues,
human condition and the human psyche, and the things that we value as important are the same things, absolute same things. We as a human species haven't really evolved in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird actually, Trevor, talking to you because you I don't know, you quite often get cast as the villain, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I mean,
yes.
the part you're playing at the moment in Bosch, I mean, he's not a particularly nice character, is he?
No, it was funny. I was saying to a friend the other day that I haven't really played a psychopath since Macbeth, so it's quite a jump. But I mean, playing the bad guys are always more fun, I think.
Yeah,
and I tend to play
they're always the best parts, aren't they?
Yeah, and you can play around a bit more and do more with that, I think. But yeah, I mean, I do tend to get cast a lot of the time as the kind of as the bad boy.
Yeah. So our guys, I mean, obviously they've never done they've done no film work at all, but we've done actually quite a bit of theatre work. We've written quite a bit of stuff, and they've done quite a bit of live theatre, and actually sort of with a live audience.
what I think would be a really interesting question was, what would you say was the big difference between acting in the theatre, where you've got to reach to the back of the stalls, and actually working in film and TV? Because it's a very different style of acting, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think there is a different style, absolutely, but I think there is a kind of common thread through it, which is that in either scenario, you are still the same artist trying to find the truth. So whether you find the truth on the stage of what you're doing, what you're playing, and who your character is and the story, or you play the truth of that on screen, I think the essence of that is the same. The technique of it is different because you're not speaking to an audience on a stage, you're speaking to a camera that changes lenses, and the lenses make you bigger or smaller depending on what the shot is, etc. So there is you have to kind of contract your performance more on film and make it slightly smaller and trust minimum, and that is more about working from within and letting the eyes and the behavior demonstrate what the character's truth is. Whereas I think on the stage, because it's a bigger space, you've got the room to physicalize more and to verbalize more what you're doing. So that becomes slightly bigger, and based on what style, if it's pantomime or circus or a musical or a dance number or whatever it is that's required of you, you fit whatever size palette you need for that performance. But so the styles and the techniques are different, but I think the essence of locating the truth of what you're doing and playing the truth of what you're doing, I think that is basically the same, because it's the same you, it's the same individual. So if you're playing a happy person or a sad person or a person conflicted or confused, you still have to go inside yourself and find the truth of that and then demonstrate it so that the audience connect with it and they can build that truth as well. Because that's really, it's all about the truth. It's all about the truth.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it sounds like you're a very, very busy man, and you've done an awful lot. Do you have a particular, is there a particular part that you have a very soft affection for that you've played in the past? Is there a particular role that you look back and think? I mean, I know that I've done loads of stuff, and I feel, nothing professional like yourself, but there are certain roles that stick out in your career where you think, oh, that's such a great time, and I really love playing that part. I mean, is that the same with you?
Yeah, I guess I've got some favorites. It's kind of hard because each one is a new experience, and because I welcome new experiences, I always, big or small, I always enjoy the process. I think if I had to choose one, I did a series for ITV called The Last Train, and that was a kind of post-apocalyptic series with a wonderful cast: Nicola Walker, the great Nicola Walker, James Hazeldine, James Hewson, Chris, Zoe. I mean, just wonderful people. And I played a character who was basically surviving after a post-apocalyptic nightmare on a train that went through a tunnel at the impact of a meteorite hitting the planet. And the train had a scientist on board who had, I think it was, nitrate, some chemical that froze us on the train. And when we defrosted, we were 50 years in the future. And we then had to deal with a new world, and it was all acid rain. It's on YouTube. I think it's on YouTube. It's called The Last Train. And it was a really interesting idea, a really interesting concept. And that I liked. That part I liked, because it was very, we filmed up and down the country. We were in Wales, we were in Liverpool. We did some bits, I think, in London, Manchester. And it was just interesting part to play because the situation was so unusual. And because you were doing it in England, you were basically had to kind of transport your imagination into this world where the world had ended, basically, and you were looking in England as this post-apocalyptic island, you know, and that was interesting. So I enjoyed that. But equally, I enjoy, you know, working with writers and working with the community. I still work with the communities out here, and I work with Native American communities and theatre companies in Canada. So I still try and keep my hand in, which is why when I was speaking to Kay, and big love to Kay and Holly, bless you both. And she was telling me about what you guys are doing with Unleashed. I really felt immediate connection with what you've been doing, Martin, and the wonderful actors that you've got involved and with the creative staff that you have. And I just wanted to show support and understanding because I know what many of your members have experienced because I've worked with creative people in that same situation. And I just think you yourself, you need to be commended. Round of applause. You need to be commended for the fact that you created this wonderful space for these wonderful people to inhabit. That's not an easy thing to do. And the commitment that must take and the patience that must take to convince people that this is a valid exercise is commendable. So I mean, you know, thank you for your comments on things that I've done, but I certainly want to return that back to you and say that if it wasn't for creative people like you who give people who are less fortunate a creative opportunity, theatre companies like yours wouldn't exist. And I really think that what you're doing should get an opportunity to tour. It should get an opportunity to be seen by a wider audience of people, and some funding, hopefully after this thing, whatever you want to call it, is over, so that you guys can actually share the work with more people and maybe encourage other people in other areas around the UK to start looking at their communities and developing stuff like Unleashed, because we don't have that anymore. And I think that's part of the reason why the problems that we're seeing now with the young, the social problems with the young kids now, they don't have that opportunity to join in a group and be in a community and be creative. So they're running around idle doing criminal things that they wouldn't otherwise do if there was another option, you know?
Well, bless you, Trevor. I really appreciate your support, and I know you very kindly said that, you know, after all this madness is over, and you know you're possibly working in the UK, that you might come down and see us and lead some workshops. And God, I'll tell you, we would be so chuffed to have you, and to entertain you and to sort of have you here for a few days, and you know, to come and meet all the guys, and you know, really.
Well, I promised Kay that I would definitely come in for a cup of tea and I'd meet Holly. So I'm already committed to that.
This is great.
She said she put the kettle up. So
Yeah.
I have to come.
Yeah, Trevor, we're going to have to wind it up, I'm afraid. But listen, Brent, I really, really appreciate your time. And, you know, I know you want to keep in touch with us and just keep up to date with what we're doing. And we will keep you up to date. And we'll chat again and get you on the virtual club again. I mean, I suspect we're probably going to be like this till flipping October. So, you know, it'd be great to keep in touch with, you know, what you're up to and hear more of what you're doing. But can I just say, Trevor, I really do appreciate you giving up your time and speaking to us today. And, you know, it's great to have you here. So thank you so much. Thank you.
So am I, and good luck to you, and my love and blessings to all the Unleashed members. And I never know, sometimes I look at myself and I don't know where to look when you're doing this kind of thing, but I just want to say that I'm wishing all the Unleashed members my best wishes, and just wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just stay positive, and just know that whenever this nightmare is over, that there will be some peace and light at the end of the tunnel. So whatever your challenge is, just know that there are people who do love you, who do support you, and will give you the net that you need so you don't fall.
That's great. Mate, thank you so much. Bless you, Trevor. And we'll be
right, mate.
Yeah, God bless you. Take care.
All right, mate. Take care. All right.
Oh my goodness, what a dude, eh? What a dude! My goodness, what a great guy. I tell you, such a lovely bloke, really genuine, but really knows his stuff. My goodness, what he's done. Now, time is upon us, so we're going to have to whiz through very quickly. It's now time for Poetry Corner, Thespian's Poetry Corner. So it's time to get young Mark on the phone. So you guys, what have I done with the, here we go, let's get Mark on the phone. It's Poetry Thespian's Corner. We've got a couple of things today, not masses. Right. Call Mark.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Okay. Call Mark Tootle.
Calling Mark Tootle.
Right, here we go. So this is good. Let's get Mark on the phone. I know he's written something really fab for us this week. Our resident poet. So where is Mark? Where's Mark? Here's Mark.
Welcome to the Tesco mobile messaging service. The person you're calling is unable to take the call. Please leave your message after the tone. To re-record your message, press hash at any time.
Leave a message, Mark! Right, okay, we're going to move on. I'm going to ring him in a second. Right, I'll tell you what we are going to do. Alexa, bless her, has done Alexa and Laura have both done something really amazing. So we're going to show those very quickly because I'm conscious of the time. Alexa, bless her. Oh my goodness, I tell you, I felt quite humbled when she sent this. She said, Martin, I want you to show this. She and John have put together this little drama about me, believe it or not. It's mad, isn't it? But I will do what she says because lovely Alexa, here we go. Right, so here we go. I'm going to play this. This is from Alexa.
Good day, peasants. In case you didn't know, we are gathered here today to confer a knighthood on someone very special. Someone who is close to all our hearts and who has been doing extraordinary things to keep us all chipper and in the best of spirits. And that man is... What was his name again? Martin. Who? Martin. Yes, of course. Martin. Martin de Harris of the inestimable kingdom of Unleashed in Torbay. Get down, Henry. What are you doing? How many times have I told you? Down, boy, down. Where was I? Conferring a knighthood, Mother. Oh, yes, of course. Isn't that supposed to be a sword? Well, yes, of course it's supposed to be a sword, but where am I meant to find one of those during lockdown? He's lucky I could find this. It nearly had to be a spoon. Now, would you please kneel? Name. Martin. Oh, yes, Martin. Martin, yes. Will you please kneel, Martin? Is he doing it? Yes, Bobby. Then arise, Sir Martin. Martin. Arise, Sir Martin de Harris, of the inestimable kingdom of Unleashed in Torbay. Does he listen? Yes, Mummy. Oh, excellent. Oh, now I can go and listen to the archers. Oh, Henry, will you get down? How many times have I told Henry? And finally, my plan to take over the throne is complete. Good boy, Henry.
Well, oh my goodness. So that was okay. So that was dear John and Alexa. Very sweet. Very sweet of them. We've got now Laura, bless her, has done a bit of an epic. So we're not going to have any poems today because actually a couple of people have done these videos, and this one of Laura's is quite long, I definitely want to show it because it's Star Wars. So this is right, hang on a sec. This is Star Wars. So from Laura, which is amazing. Very, very different. Right, here we go.
This isn't Star Wars. This is blah, blah, blah Wars. Completely not accurate. Law number one. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, law numero. May the force be with you. Oh, never tell me the odds. But I was going to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters. Oh, do or do not. There's no try. I thought they smelled bad on the outside. It could be worse. It is worse. It's a trap. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. That's no moon, it's a space station. What a piece of junk. Who's the more foolish? The fool or the fool who follows him? What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me. Traveling through hyperspace isn't like dusting crops, boy. Well, that was a long time ago. I'm sure he's forgotten all about it. Roger. How did this happen? We're smarter than this. Hello? Boring conversation anyway. Law number 3. This is why you fail. Because he's holding a thermal detonator. I have a really bad feeling about this. Law number 4. The force be with you guys, right? Don't give in to hate. That leads to the dark side. Oh, if you only knew the power of the dark side. You underestimate the power of the dark side. Now fulfill your destiny and take your father's place by my side. I've got that feeling about it. Law number 5. Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder. The force is strong with this one. And number 6. Your overconfidence is your weakness. Your faith in your friends is yours. I find your lack of faith disturbing. And it's law number 7. No. That's not true. That's impossible. These aren't the droids you were looking for. No. He's more machine now, man. He doesn't like you. Sorry. I don't like you either. Try not to upset. No reward is worth this. What? Plot number 8. The Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi yet. I am a Jedi, like my father before. No, I am your father. See, there's no Luke in that line. You know, Luke, I am your father. You know, it never happened. And yes, I do realise that I look absolutely nothing like Darth Vader at the moment. I don't have a helmet. So, and none of this makes sense anyway, so just roll with it. Law number 9. Hello. And what do we have here? Look at the size of that thing. Impressive, most impressive. Size matters not. Control. You must learn control. So uncivilized. I would just as soon kiss a Wookiee. I can arrange that. You could use a good kiss. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I don't have time for anything else. I love you. Yeah, I know. I got a bad feeling about this. You guessed it. Bloodset. You strike me down. I will come back more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Your powers are weak. Time for blow number 11. I will never join you. The boy is our last hope. No. There is another. Leia. Well, if you don't turn to the dark side, she will. I've got a really bad feeling about this. Sunbathing, law number 12. Chewie here tells me you're looking for passage to the Alderaan system. Yes, indeed, if it's a fast ship. Oh, fast ship? Have you never heard of the Millennium Falcon? Why don't you just outrun it? Oh, you said this thing was fast. Watch your mouth, kid, or you're going to find yourself floating home. Don't worry. We're still flying half a ship. Would it help if I got out and push? Got a bad feeling about this. Unlucky Mark 13. Great, kid. Now don't get cocky. And blah, 14. Everything that has transpired has done so according to my design. Young fools, only now, at the end, do you understand? Oh man, oh, this has been so much fun.
tell you what I think is really great. It's the way I'd love to talk to you about the software you're using, that you did all the parts. It reminded me of French and Saunders, you know, playing every single part. Really fantastic. Well done, Laura. So good. Very weird, bit surreal, you know, but I mean, all your characters, so good. Honestly, really fab. Really, really fab. Now, we are sort of running out of time, but there's a bit that I really want to show, really important. We want every week to have something to do with mental health, to be fair, because I know a lot of people are struggling. And for you regular members, you guys who come every week, I know we've been getting quite a few people watch this, but for you regular members, a lot of you probably would have received them already. We are putting together like a little, like a Red Cross pack. Okay. So you're going to get a little package. You haven't had yours yet. Don't worry. It'll be coming in next week or so. Some people have already had theirs this week. Some people will be getting it this week. And in the pack, you're going to get this, the Wellbeing Journey. Okay, and there's a page here about what are you grateful for, and today we want to talk about gratitude, because it's a really good part of actually keeping your mental well-being well. It's like looking on the bright side of life. It's like counting your blessings. It's like looking at the goods rather than, you know, focusing on what's perhaps negative or a trigger for depression. Had a really good chat with Mark Baker yesterday. I tell you, Mark Baker, I love him. He's such a great guy. Really fantastic actor. Great member of this group, you know, really talented guy, but very wise. He does a lot with NA. He's a facilitator for NA. Anyway, I'm going to let him speak for himself. Okay. But, and we're probably going to have to finish because we are going to run out of time, but let me just get it set up. Because he was talking yesterday about gratitude, so we're going to finish with this. I don't know what happened to lovely Mark Tootle. Hope he's all right. I shall give him a ring at the end if we've got time, because I know he's written a really great thing for us today. So it's a shame that we couldn't get hold of him. Right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Well, it's great to have Mark here. Mark, you're part of the group on a regular basis, and you've done some great acting with us. I mean, obviously, back in January when you did Cross the Switchblade, you and Ez, I mean, my gosh, your performances were just stunning. You know, it was such a great production, and you know, I was so impressed with the quality of the acting. You know, we had such a strong cast. I don't think there was a weak link, and you were amazing as Israel. But Mark, we're talking really, this point in this sort of virtual club is about things that can help people's mental health. And I know you've been involved with NA for a long time, and you're a facilitator and a great encourager to people, and, you know, sort of running groups and what have you. And I'm very impressed every time, quite often when we're in the group, we go around and say, you know, you've got to say your name and a word, that you always come up with a word that always intrigues me. And I just think that's why I wanted to get you on to talk about it. Because you talk about gratitude, you say you're grateful. Do you want to expand upon why that word is so important to you, and particularly in the context of your recovery?
Yeah, definitely. I think, for one, from where I come from, actively using the way I did, I was never grateful for anything. I was always very ungrateful. And when I come into recovery, gratitude is something I actually struggled with. I heard it said a lot, and I could never connect with the feeling of gratitude. I was very confused. You know, I used to focus on like the bigger external things. And through my process of kind of stopping using any substance and working through the process of the steps to the fellowship that I go to, I started to actually come to an understanding of gratitude for myself, you know, what grateful meant for me. And I'm a great one, you know, when I go through the literature that I go through and the work that I go through, even though I'm quite an educated person, I always look words up in the dictionary. And it says gratitude, it says it's the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. And I think that's what it, you know, it was suggested to me in the early days to write a gratitude list. And I couldn't get to grips with that, because the more I had to write what I was grateful for, I become ungrateful for writing the list. So I had to go through my own journey of learning gratitude. And for me, you know, gratitude for me is a feeling, and I show my gratitude in my actions. You know, I'll be eternally grateful for the rehab that I went to in Torquay, for introducing me to the fellowship that I go to, that ultimately got me clean and keeps me clean. It's enabled me to find a relationship with my God, and have faith. And it's something that keeps me in touch with my reality. Because when I start losing gratitude, I start going back into that. I'd start going back into my own head and start thinking life's monotonous, life's boring. When I'm ungrateful, gratitude is really, really, it keeps me kind of grounded, and it keeps me happy and motivated.
That's really good. That's really good. I mean, it is incredible, isn't it, Mark? Because you've got a load to be thankful for. You've got your lovely little family and your lad and stuff, and your life has really changed in the last few years. I mean, how long ago was it that you sort of really, start on the, your road to recovery?
Well, I've been clean. My clean date is the 17th of June 2017. So that was the first day that I woke up and never had to use a substance, whether it was pharmaceutical or street. That was the first clean day. So
that's 3 years.
Next month, 17th for next month, I'll be 3 years clean. So it's taken me, a long time. But my life's transformed.
Yeah. We're going to have to get you on, seriously, mate, because I make a big shout of that, really are. So what would you say to the guys who perhaps are in the early days, perhaps joined Jatis, or, they're in the early days of recovery, or they're really trying to just they're perhaps on the script and they're really struggling. What would you say is the best way to, if you like, encourage this whole sense of gratitude within your own life? Because like you said, in a way, you had to learn that, didn't you? It didn't come naturally.
No, it didn't. A lot, people could talk to me about it and kind of explain it, and I'd listen. But I had to go through my own process and my own journey of connecting with it. It was kind of like it went through. I started to understand gratitude, but then it was like a journey from my head to my heart, and I actually really kind of felt grateful for the small things. When I was in Jatis, I went through that process, and when I was in there, I had a one of the exercises we did was things that we were grateful for. And in fact, I've actually still got it in a folder. And it was really, really basic. I was grateful for having a roof over my head, because by the time I went in, I was nearly street homeless. If it wasn't for my mum and dad, I would have been in a doorway. I was grateful to be able to have a shower every morning, to have people around me that were on this journey that supported me.
Yeah.
And just the really kind of basic things in life. And when I really started to get in tune with that, I started to actually really understand what life's all about, and that those little things become really, really important. The big things are great if they come and when they come. But first and foremost, I'm really grateful, basically, to be alive, to be clean, to create the connections that I'm creating within, the recovery community, because I can't do this on my own. I tried for 25 years to get clean on my own, and it didn't happen. I need the support of like-minded people, guys to encourage me and pick me up and kind of, just hold me along the way.
Yeah. And obviously we're in weird times with the shutdown and everything. And obviously quite a lot of people are struggling with, the isolation and perhaps being on their own and not being able to get out. I mean, I know things are slightly lifting, but I mean, it looks like we're still going to be, not able to run the club till probably October, and social distancing, all that sort of stuff. What do you do on your own to, if you like, maintain that sense of gratitude? Do you have like a sort of a ritual, a routine, a system? What do you yourself do, Mark, to maintain that?
I wouldn't say it's a gratitude routine, but it's a recovery routine that I have to do daily, enable for me to keep that connection with my gratitude. So, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I pray. I pray, I get connected. I've got some readings that I do every morning. At the moment, I'm doing like a service position. There's a group of us going through a book called The Purpose Driven Life.
Great book. Fantastic book.
It's an amazing, we've just started it. We're on day 4 tomorrow. So I'm doing day 4 reading tomorrow.
Yeah.
And there's a few of us, about 3 or 4 of us, and then we each share back during the day on what that reading for the day meant to us and what we got out of it. So it's just another form of connection in this isolation where I'm not isolated. I might be in isolation, but I'm not isolated.
Yeah.
And so I do that. I do another service position on the traditions group for the fellowship that I go to, where we all share back on that. And, you know, I've got people ringing me up. I ring people up. I go to meetings in the evening using this Zoom platform. I still do my meetings regularly and service on those.
How many meetings do you do a week then, Mark?
It kind of varies. I do the 3 local ones that we do, which is a Thursday, Friday and Sunday night. And then if I've got time in the evening, I'll jump on another 1 or 2. But I've been up before, like at 2, 3 in the morning where I couldn't sleep, whether my back was hurting or something. And there's meetings 24 hours a day, every day. So I've been on meetings and been sharing in America. I've been on meetings in Hawaii. I've been on meetings in New Zealand, everywhere, all around the world. So even though, you know, the fellowship that I go to, kind of within 3 days, we were worldwide on Zoom. Within 3 days of lockdown, a load of unmanageable, you know, street using addicts got together and connected worldwide within 3 days. It was amazing.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Because I know you're very connected in with NA, aren't you? And you've been to a lot of the conventions, and you've been out to New York, and you've been, you know, all over the place, haven't you? Do you see that very much as your service, giving back, Mark?
100%. That keeps me kind of grounded with my gratitude. You know, when I first come into recovery, I got shown by people that had been before me. You know, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. Really, they paved the way and showed me what to do. You know, they showed me love when I couldn't even love myself. You know, they held me, and I see it as a responsibility now. Now I've gone through the process, and I've got people coming behind me. Is to you know, it says in our literature, there's a sentence that says we only keep what we have by giving it away. You know, and the therapeutic value of one addict helping another is without parallel. Yeah. So anyone who comes in, if they want my number, I'll take people to meetings, and I primarily do it for me because it keeps me clean. But, you know, I like to see other people get this stuff and realise that there's a life, you know, where they come from. I've been there. You know, I've been in that life where things seem hopeless and dark, and there's no way out. And I was shown a way out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so for me to do it, I see that as a responsibility, just because if people come into this fellowship that I go to, got clean and then disappeared, there'd be no fellowship. It would wither and die. So the people that stay around show the next person the way, and then they do the same when they come along, and that's how it keeps going.
That's brilliant. Well, listen, Mark, thank you so much for sharing. You know, really appreciate you. You know, it's great having you in the group because, you know, you are an amazing actor. And we've got a lot of great opportunities coming up. You know, some great guys coming through. Nick Murphy, some fantastic guys. You know,
amazing bunch of people, man. It's like that to me. You know, I've got my NA fellowship and I've got my drama fellowship. You know, I've got like another little family. It's another form of connection, and you know, they're a lovely bunch of guys, man. It's beautiful.
Well, listen, mate, I really appreciate you coming on and you know, just sharing that with you know, the guys and being an encouragement, because you are a great encouragement to a lot of people. So, Mark, thank you for your time, and bless you and your lovely little family. And you guys keep safe, and you know, we'll get you on again. I think seriously, guys, we're going to be probably doing this till October. So, you know, it's plenty of weeks, and it's always great to hear you guys sharing. So, Mark, thanks once again for coming on, and bless you, mate.
All right. Thank you for asking me.
All right, no worries, mate. You take care. God bless.
Bye.
That's great. That's Mark, isn't it? What an encouragement. What an encouragement. What a great guy. So, guys, we're going to finish. We've gone slightly over, not by much. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see Mark. I shall ring him straight after and check that he's okay. We'll give him extra time next week. Can I just say one thing? Dear Alexa, bless her, Alexa and John, who have been with Unleashed for a long time, she lost her mum last week. So could you just pray for her and just send her lots of love? She's a lovely person, and I know it's a really tough time. I lost my mum last year. So just lift her up in your prayers and in your thoughts, and just send the love. But guys, thank you so much for coming this week. Thank you for joining us in our sci-fi special. There's been lots of great stuff. I mean, my goodness, Laura, that was an epic. Really, really good. You guys doing Star Wars, fantastic. So we've got a really exciting thing next week. Oh my goodness, it's like so exciting. We've got another star coming onto the show, to Virtual Drama. A guy called Joseph Milson, who's an actor. Oh my goodness, he's been in so much on the telly. You would recognise him. He's been in, Holby. He's going to be in Mary Poppins on the West End. He was in Love Never Dies. He's been done loads of telly. You'd recognise him. He, bless him, is a friend of Alexa's because she's just edited his book, and he has agreed to come and do an interview to us and encourage us, which is fab. So, oh my goodness, it's almost like getting real actors on each week. It's fantastic. So guys, listen, have a safe week. Keep safe. Go out and clap for the NHS. I know we haven't done it today, but we will do that. Keep these guys in your thoughts and prayers. Get out there, whack your pans and what have you. And thanks for joining. And we will see you all next week. Keep safe, and God bless you. Amen. 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 Let it be.